They each have 90 seconds to respond. We're going to keep to the 90 seconds for their closing statement. Okay. Please be on that. We're going to start with Ms. VanDeVelde.
Okay, I want to say something to you. Just make sure you remember that I get 90 seconds and you
Got it.
Because I don't think you had that yesterday.
Correct. You got it.
Okay. Having a school choice system would benefit all demographics. The poor could get out of the bad education systems that seem to come from bad and poor neighborhoods. Slower learners could go somewhere that offers more help. The more advanced students could go to a school that would challenge them more than a traditional school. Competition in a choice system will act as an incentive for schools to give students and parents exactly the education that they want. Evidence in economics show us that school choice is far superior than our current system. In the U.S., we are seeing school choice take hold in places like New Orleans, Washington, D.C., Florida, and those are just a few. Results are staggering. These areas are seeing increasing graduation rates, increased college enrollment rates, impressive innovations in technology and teaching, higher achievements in public and private schools, and most importantly, polls in these areas show that parents and students, rich and poor, are incredibly satisfied.
All right, thank you very much. Next, Ms. O'Reilly.
Alright, well, by choosing school choice, we would be depriving students of freedom to be allowed into a school, no questions asked, no discrimination, no competition, no discrimination against those with lower scores or less money than the other students. Also, by choosing the voucher system, the government will be forced to pay for them. And how do they think they're going to pay for the money? They're going to take money out of businesses and schools and other funding for the community. Public schools are the past, present, and future of America because it works. It will continue working despite what happens with the charter schools.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Mr. Stinson.
First, I just want to take a second and thank Ms. O'Reilly and Mr. Norway for joining us, and I want to thank Mr. Becker for moderating. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you guys in the audience today for being so involved. And yesterday, it really couldn't happen without you guys. The other case to decide against school choice rests on three arguments. First, that business and corporate involvement in schools is harmful to education. Second, that you won't be able to afford good schools in a choice system. And third, that students with disabilities will be discriminated against when schools compete. But none of these arguments are true. Businesses give us some of the innovations that make learning a lot easier. I think smart boards and virtual learning. As far as students not being able to afford good schools, remember two things. Number one, that competition drives price down. And vouchers make enrolling in a good school far more affordable than our current system. Because in our current system, you have to move and relocate in order to get into a different school. And finally, in regards to students with disabilities, it's actually choice, school choice, that allows them to move to schools that are designed to meet their needs. Here's the bottom line, guys. The benefits of school choice far outweigh the costs. What Rachel and I are proposing isn't radical. We're not calling for the abolition of public schools. Instead, we're calling for the downfall of a system that gives you no say in your education. We want a system where you and your parents are free to choose. If you like the school that you're in, you can stay there. But if your current school isn't giving you the education you want, then you should be allowed to go to a school that will. Some of you guys ask, why is choice so important to me? Well, it's because I think that you and your parents know best. You know better than anybody else what is needed for you to succeed in education. And it's school choice that allows you to find that perfect fit. That being said, I hope that each of you will join us in voting for the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Stinson is correct. You know, as well as your parents know, what is best for you. I spoke with a 7th grader this morning who are making the political ads, and his commercial for president will be to get rid of the Common Core. That is his whole premise, to get rid of things. And it reminded me, as we were sitting here, about what Mr. Stinson mentioned, and he was right in saying it, that when you put school in the hands of the government, mandating these tests, it crushes students. It crushes their will to learn, so to speak. It takes away the local education where you, school boards and local communities, like Community Unit 224 here in Galva, decide how to run our education, or we used to decide how we ran our education. It takes that away from you. In a voucher system, when you take taxpayer funds and release them into a choice system, local school boards and local communities have no say on how that money functions. They do not have the oversight that local school boards here in this community, like Rachel's father, for example, has in deciding things on what's best for Galva from a Galva citizen. That money is taken, used, and not monitored once it's in the system. And the test scores that Curran and I have focused on, or the lack thereof success in them within choice schools, is evidence that it's a dangerous concept to take your tax funds, put them into a system that is untested, and more importantly, not monitored. Again, you're not failing. The state and the system is failing you, and that system is the state government, not your local school.
Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that concludes our debate for yesterday and today. Let's give them all a round of applause. Very well then. That leaves the vote up to you. Everyone should have the post-debate survey. Go ahead and please fill out for us. Again, whether you're voting for school of choice or against. Thank you very much.